3 full rounds of disc golf was not enough to determine a champion. We are going to a final 6-hole loop here at the 2025 Savannah Open, sponsored by Gravity Disc Golf. We're back at the Savannah Harbor. This is a tradition that this tournament always finishes with a 6-hole final loop. Big thank you, as always, for this entire weekend's coverage being sponsored by Infinite Disc. Back in the booth one final time, it is Felix, joined by
Conrad.
Conrad, it's a sprint. We've had a bit of a marathon. Everybody got their legs nice and tired, and now they got to run to the finish line here.
Oh yeah, and these last 6 holes that they have selected for us to play will be a doozy. Trying to get that trophy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at the players that made it into the mix. Coming back after dropping off from the first round, doing 85% fairways hit on round 2 is Isaac Robinson, defending his title. We have Jamie Kiep, 155 rated round 3, stepping up from the chase card, making his way up to being tied for second.
Yeah, Jamie with a scorcher had set the new course record until it was broken 15 minutes later by Isaac Robinson. Grady's been on coverage all week. No surprise to see him here in the finals, and Kade Capps doing just enough to hold on here to finish his day on this final 6. And we're going to start things on this final hole, or this final loop, with this par 5. We just saw it during the back 9 of the final round, and it's back 911 feet. We have already seen an eagle on this hole, so definitely attackable out of bounds both left and right. This fairway runs all the way down, OB surrounding it at the back end of this basket as well. A lot of wind to contend with, as we just saw. I'm assuming that we're going to see a lot more of that here on these last couple of open holes. And there it is.
Oh yeah. Isaac threw a nice forehand the round 3, just literally 30 minutes before this, and he does a very similar shot. Get it out to the middle.
I'm assuming we're not going to see a lot of forehands from Jamie, more of a predominant backhand player. We've seen him on coverage before. Pretty much has all the shots in his bag. Always fun to watch too.
That looked like it came out just a tad bit early and did not make its way to turning over, so he went OB. I also have to mention that the temperature has significantly dropped.
Yes.
From the last round to here, and that's not including the factor of the wind.
Grady not getting caught up on the right side this time, but did come out low. He's got quite a bit of ground to cover still to get up and down. That looks ideal.
Yep. Oh, and a good roll.
It's still rolling.
Grady first off here. Just needs to make up some ground. From his position where he's at, the eagle is really out of play.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really long throw in, which I doubt that you would try when you're trying to get 2 strokes on Isaac and also fend off Jamie.
It's a delicate balancing act now, because you're trying to catch that leader. You're thinking, all right, when is it too soon or too late to make a move? At what point do you get hyper aggressive? That needs to check up.
Putting one out there, and that just stayed safe. Jimmy has his wife sitting there caddying for him. She's been there all 3 rounds. Whoa.
Big wind drop.
Serious drop in the wind, yeah.
A lot of ground play, too.
Yeah. So I was alluding to this before on the end of round 3, that when you're in 4th position like Kade is now, just that is as low as you can go. You have that slot secured, so now you're just attacking everything.
Yeah. You can play as aggressively as you want here. Jamie did just stay safe. He's got this pitch across to try to get as close as you can to this basket with this wind, and just like that,
Yep.
that's the putt you want. Jawbreaker zone here for Grady.
Wow, and that dropped too.
It did. And
Luckily that
settle.
it did, though, because that right there is kind of close to OB.
It comes up so fast, especially with the wind pushing your disc at the end there. It's Isaac giving it a bid.
It's always online.
Always. And it's brand new putters. It's not like these are the OPA 3s that he's had for, the better part of a decade. That one getting dropped down. Did want to shout out our buddy Jacob Shepard stepping in to grab an extra camera for this final 6. There he is back there.
There he is.
Birdie there. Couple of cleanups left for the rest of the card here. We're going to see a par. And a birdie look coming up here for Kade. 3 birdies to start things off here on this final 6.
This hole should look familiar because we just played it as hole 18 for the event. What you want to do is come down, get in front of this tee pad. Further down you get and still be in the fairway, the better. You see a lot of trees on the left and right. If you get in there, it's going to be a pitch out game. Once you get past this big tree here, you got these 2 major bunkers of trees on the right that you want to get around so that you can get to the basket. There is OB along the entirety of the hole on the left and the right, and looping around the back of the basket as well.
This is the only time all weekend that this hole didn't have a backup because there's only one card playing it.
That shot looked like a carbon copy of the one that he threw, but it had a better reaction there, just falling down next to the tee box.
Yeah.
Grady putting it out over the tee box just perfectly, and this is where you want to be. Like you're sacrificing distance, but being able to have a clean second shot is worth it. That's
much better reaction than the last time. He does not go out of bounds this time.
Yeah.
Jamie piped this during the final round. I got to see his shot. Oh, sit down.
Yeah, it stayed in bounds, but it's over there. So here we go with the pitch out game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
no! What a
bad
terrible reaction.
At least it stayed in bounds though, but it still puts him out. He may have to play out to the right, coming back in as a better play. And
that gets kicked left as well and stays in bounds. Yes, things getting a little interesting as Grady is in prime position. Isaac is going to be playing 3 from up there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have to see if he can even get across cleanly. Oh, that
stays turned over. We know what gap he was going for, but he didn't quite make it. So he's off on the left. He did manage to stay in bounds, though.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you're off to the left, it's just you're in bounds, but it's still a natural OB stroke.
Mm-hmm. This hole is brutal, man. It's just it is a tough hole from start to finish. There's no reprieve. You can't really catch your breath and say, all right, but I'm good now. You have to keep placing good shot after good shot. Jamie with a good skipping shot on the right side, getting back over towards the pin.
Like if you look at it and you're like, okay, this is a 657-foot hole. Why is it a par 5? This is why it's a par 5.
Yeah.
The difficulty comes in playing harder than the distance.
This is shot number 4. Going felon, looking to get some skip around that last clump of trees, and the wind whipping it back, and now away from the pin.
Like it almost got blown into the basket, and now he's like 20 feet away.
That was a crazy reaction. That's not high enough. Too much angle, and that's going to cut roll away. This hole is hard enough as it is just on its own, but you add the wind.
Add the wind and add it being cold too, because when you can't feel your fingers, there's a different. If you're a winter disc golfer, you know there's a difference when you can feel your hand and when you can't.
Grady with a little putter roller to get out, and now he's got the right side clearing that he can take. Throwing that quake, I believe.
And not quite getting all the way around. That's going to leave him with a long putt.
It is. Man, Grady was in prime position off the tee. Really had the ability here with a couple of clean shots to put some pressure right away on Isaac.
Jamie threw a high-speed disc there trying to get some flare action around. He got it.
That's a good shot.
Leave him with a putt, possibly in the tailwind, and Kade there doing the same thing but getting a little bit closer.
Grady now with a long look. I believe this is still for birdie. Oh, for par.
Oh, that was for par. Yeah.
Great putt nonetheless.
Good shot, though. Yes.
Stepping through. That never moved off the line either.
Nope.
Beautifully done.
Isaac has a slight headwind at him now.
Come on. It's
that
so
didn't affect the disc whatsoever.
That's so good. And he doesn't lose any strokes to Grady on this hole, which off of their tee shots, you would have thought for sure he's losing at least one.
Yeah. Off of his tee shot and his second shot. His second shot still ended up in scramble mode.
Yeah. Jamie with a great putt there to get his par. Kade getting the bogey after Plink going around this hole as well. Man, this is a tough one.
Hello. Hi. Sorry to interrupt that coverage of the Isaac Robinson Open. What's it called? That's the only reason y'all are watching, right? Just to see what he's throwing, how well he throws it. Shout out Latitude. Shout out Jonathan. Oh, SAVANNAH Open. Yeah, SAVANNAH Open. We'll get right back to that in a second. I just wanted to tell you about infinite discs. Well, I mean, I didn't tell you about it. You already know about it. But I just wanted to remind you about it, I guess. There's 80,000 discs. I got a picture of every one. So I'm guessing they probably even have the stuff Isaac's throwing. Go buy your next disc from there, please. Thanks.
All right, we move on to the third hole of this 6-hole loop. Par 4, 727 feet out of bounds on the right-hand side. Natural will be on the left. You want to get your drive somewhere as close to this bushy tree on the left as you can. Then work your way towards this triple mandatory here. Drop zone is literally about a 40-foot putt if you do miss it, 40-45 feet. In this one, though, that Mando just shrinks. Big booming drive here for Isaac.
Flirts with OB slightly, but not really. But lines them up. I don't know if I'd rather be straight on with it or if I'd rather be off to the left a little bit to have a hyzer approach into the triple Mando. Grady taking the hoverboard effect.
That carried from the right side of the fairway all the way back over. Now he's got to deal with the low limbs of that tree.
And Jamie put one out on the right. It's working its way back. Is it going to stay in the middle?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Great drive. Really using the full width of the fairway there to his advantage.
That's going to dip off to the left, but how far? He is kind of in the rough stuff. He may have a play there with the forehand. He still has to contend with the bushiness of the tree.
Oh, we got a Cenas sighting.
Oh, a Cenas.
Exquisite.
Man, if they don't move these Cenases from this coverage alone.
Come on, get a Cenas.
Like I need to try one.
Yeah.
Like I've seen them, I've had them, but
that is buttery smooth for Jamie Kiep.
Oh yeah.
Middle. Can't ask for better.
Got the jawbreaker zone. All right.
Hoverboard on both the shot and the approach.
He should be familiar from throwing from this position, right?
Yeah. Is he looking at a roller? Oh, no, okay. Just
no.
A lot of angle. Okay, that'll give him a look.
Yeah.
Like I said, the drop zone is only about 40, 45, so he's probably about 50 feet. Maybe 55.
Ooh. I can't even tell if that was in front of her or behind it. It looked like it should have been in.
Yeah.
Great line.
Grady leading this to keep pace. That's going to leak out left. That'll leave the door open here for Jamie to tie him.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
That's what he does. So you're fighting off the defender that's tied with you as well as trying to chase down the leader.
Mm-hmm. You can see the sun is pretty much setting here. We're also up against running out of daylight. Okay, lets that one get a little too high and left on him. Discatchers are going to push that out more often than not.
Yeah, we started around 1 o'clock, but with the amount of waiting that we had to do during round 3, it kind of pushed us into the late hours here for this final 6. But I think we have just enough light.
Just enough. There was a conversation about possibly scrapping the final 6 because of daylights, but we managed to get everything
And
in.
there was, I also heard about a cutoff time too.
Yeah.
All right, moving along to the 4th hole in the playoff. It is a par 4 coming in at 450 feet. Slightly modified from last year. There's a few trees that are taken out. Tee pad has been moved back, but the same objective is to get through this gauntlet of trees into a landing zone so that you can pass this gauntlet of trees to get to the basket. Even as I fly the drone here, I'm not sure which way is the right way to take, but as long as you get there, mission accomplished.
The drone took the route that I took to get my birdie on this hole.
I don't believe you.
You were there, you saw it.
Still don't believe you.
That is a Cenas once again for Isaac, just playing the smart play off and to the left, and then dealing with whatever comes next.
Yeah, the problem with going with a high speed here is that if you get a reaction, it's going to be a big reaction.
Oh, what
I
happened?
don't even know how that got there. How did that get
We have 3 cameras, and nobody knows how that disc got there. Jamie doesn't know. Nobody on the card knows.
Oh,
Man.
almost.
Yeah.
He still should be okay, though.
Yeah. He was pushing for the eagle look there, trying to take that slight turn on the right side gap. This is, whoa, that really got through everything.
That really got down, yeah. I mean, that's a long look forward, too, but... Oh, I thought he was going through the other gap. I'm like, that's not a gap, Grady.
I don't know what the play was there, but either way, it hit a tree.
Yeah.
I think this is the anvil here for Isaac. And
Man, that is so good. Like, to get through all those trees. When you walk away smiling, you know it's a good shot.
Yeah.
Either that or lucky.
Or lucky,
One or the other.
either one or both. Speaking of lucky, Jamie piercing a non-existent gap there. I believe this is the Berg.
Yep. Flies like a bird.
There we go. And settles beautifully.
He has no choice but to go for it. Oh, and he had the line, just not the distance.
That's birdie for Isaac. Gets it.
Yep.
Bringing him to 30 down overall. Much more comfortable lead, although it's going to get shortened by a stroke there after Jamie makes his putt.
Grady's in with his par. And Kade will recover from his eagle bed with just a birdie.
Yep. And we move on to the 5th of our playoff holes, or of our final loop, I should say. Par 3, 317 feet, crashing hyzer up the right side is what you're probably going to see from all 4 players. Essentially trying to get in between these two fluffy trees here and this back one to crash your hyzer in somewhere around this green. The sandy area here kind of tends to catch a lot of the speed from your disc and absorb it, keeping you relatively close. You do have a little bit of a runaway on both the back and left hand side of the screen. This is an awesome shot. The sun going down.
Oh, he said, whoa.
Getting some high lift, and you never see it.
Never came down.
Never came down. It is stuck in one of those trees.
Jamie, I don't know what that disc is, but he throws it a lot. He likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I guess that's the reason why.
There you go.
Inside the circle.
Took
about
more,
a 15-footer.
A little bit more of the inside line with that approach there. So he kind of cut earlier in and was rewarded for doing so. This is a destroyer.
Ooh, wow.
Going very high and spiky. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, y'all are so lucky to have a catch cam angle on this. I just wanted to quit.
It's hard to track it, even from the T-cam, especially with the sun setting and these guys are throwing dark sky colored discs. There it is. Oh, okay.
Yep, almost hit me.
I see.
Almost got deflected into me, I should say. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's way up there. I don't know if he ever got it back. I know there was talk about a search party and sticks and all types of things.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Where's Rachel when you need her? Climb the tree, get the disc.
Pitching up smartly. Only one hole left. No need to do anything silly like Ezra did last year. If you haven't seen that putt, go back and watch this hole from last year's footage. Ooh, yeah.
Snuck it in there. All right.
He knows he snuck it in.
Oh, yeah. Gets the birdie. Grady. Saves
Ready
the
for
par.
the par. So there's only one hole left to play here.
Mm-hmm. There's the ship approaching the bridge. Blowing on the horn. That's what you hear in the background. Good birdie.
Didn't disturb Kate at all.
Yeah, good focus.
And Isaac with the drop-in par.
2 strokes to play with 1 hole to go.
Can you try to hit the bar?
The
thing?
crossbar?
Yeah?
I'll try.
No way!
First try.
That was great.
Thank you.
Bet you that was a Cenas. All right, hole 6, par 4, coming into 526. This is where we're going to finish and where the champion will be crowned. There is a Mando over on the tree on the left that you got to get by. Should be no problem for these guys getting out here to the field. You do want to avoid the OB fence that plays long off the tee and along the right side. And by now they have figured out that the basket isn't as far away as it appears from your drives. So everyone should be able to approach the basket rather easily. I say this is one of the more gentle holes in this loop right here.
Yeah. But with this wind, it's also the most exposed to the elements.
Oh my gosh.
That's doing a lot of things.
Yeah. And this one is kind of hard because you're forced to throw up with a nose angle just to get over that hill. And
whoa.
Wow.
That's a destroyer getting blown around. Just holds
okay.
on. Back
Wow.
behind 9's tee pad. Believe that's Enforcer.
See why it didn't affect his disc?
Well, he's throwing a stable Enforcer. I don't know what his spin rate is. I'd like to see what his stats are in terms of
Ooh,
spin
that's
and
turned
nose
over.
angle. That's getting
Okay.
left right. Perfect. Yeah, there you go, Paige.
Perfect. See if Grady has this distance figured out. Whoa.
A little deep.
He may have been trying to put that in.
I think he might have been. Is that too inside?
I think that'll be
okay.
Just a little deep, long, but yeah. But it's straight. It's straight on with the basket.
Yep, right in line with it. Jamie playing up. Very nicely done.
Mm-hmm. That should easily secure him his second place.
Of course, he's switching to the Cenas here.
Of course. I'll go put that in my card at Infinite Disc right now.
Mm-hmm.
He left a little meat on there.
A little bit.
I guess it really doesn't matter, but you know.
He can still lay up and walk home to par. Oh, no. We've seen a couple of heartbreaking putts today for Kade between the final
it's not
18
even
and
like
this.
It's not even that windy for it to like have that much reaction.
Yeah.
Man.
Come on, Grady. Good putt.
Yeah, there you go, Grady.
Getting the birdie to finish 27 under for the tournament. A strong showing as always. We expect to see it from Grady every year out here, and he always delivers. Isaac with a smart layup there. No need to run it.
The face when he turned around.
Veteran play.
Oh.
Couple of tap-ins.
Two-time, back-to-back, 2025 Savannah Open winner, Isaac Robinson.
That's sick. I double bogeyed this hole, so that'll be good to remember. No, thank you guys so much. This is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. Just coming out here, starting the season. Savannah's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Latitude. Super stoked to be here this year. Thank you guys. Keep playing, Jamie. Keep playing, Grady.
Also announcing your FPO champion and deputy.
I just want to thank my parents and Jesus and all my family and friends.
Congrats.
Thank you.
There are your two champions, FPO and MPO, and Deputy and Isaac Robinson of the 2025 Savannah Open.
Over there.
Mom saying, "Look at me." So Jamie doing what he could to try to come and chase down Isaac, but Isaac holding out to get the win here. We got 1 under, 2 under, 3 under, and 4 under for the final 6.
Yeah, big thank you to the Savannah Disc Golf Association for having us out once again to cover this event and opening our season. We are always happy to come out and be a part of this. If you haven't already done so, check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro across all platforms. We appreciate you guys. Big thank you to Infinite Disc for sponsoring the coverage you saw all weekend. Thank you to Latitude 64 for their support as well. And a big thank you to all of our Ace Runners over on Patreon. Thank you to all the volunteers and staff that make this event possible. Thank you, Jeremy, for housing us. Everybody that played a part. We couldn't do it without you. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. Plenty more coming your way all year long, so make sure that you like and subscribe. Don't miss any of it. We'll see you down the road, and as always from all of us at Ace Run Productions, let's run it.
Let's run it.
We did it.